years.
We still don't care. Anytime, anywhere.
And now, the World Tag Team Champions.
Cock back the hammer, watch me lay him down. Saw face the villains, we don't play around. Nobody make a sound. Oh! Grab your women and children to get the safer ground. The Kingston like the Jamaican town. Futuristic flow, dark start with a laser sound. Leaving nothing but a vapor trail. And my bass heavyweight, no shake, I'ma break the scale.
Inspector, we have followed your instructions to the letter.
Let me just cut to the chase. You have a bucket of weight.
Hello, 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 and welcome to a brand new, fresh coat of paint WrestleCollective weekly podcast. I am Jordan Carter, also known as Slick Flair, but I'm never here alone. Here with my best friends, here with the WrestleCollective. Grumpy Omega, how you doing today, man?
Man, it's a new day. It's a new era. The Jericho era is back again. Can't wait to talk about it.
You know, by the way, it's so funny, too. This purple was so coincidental. It's so coincidental.
Oh, my God.
But a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess, on our part.
The Jericho Collective.
We're also joined by the man who did all of this beautiful, nice touching up with the brand new intro and everything. We are joined by the one, the only Ryan Big Grabs. How you doing, man?
Long day.
To say the least. To say the least. And we here at the
this thing craps out as me just right as we go, and I gotta.
It's been a stressful one to say the least. Joined by also our friend across the pond, Hannibal Scorch. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I've got my Marina Shafir hat in tribute to you, Jordan, because we both marked out when she was wearing one of these bad boys. So
hell yeah,
it's been a long day for me as well. I was up at 3 a.m. still, and then I had to go to London a few hours later. In fact, I called you in the morning while you were still working.
Yeah. Well, I'm still at work. Yeah. You know.
I thought Hannibal was doing a Moomin Rider impression.
Who's to say?
We're also joined by the one, the only, the advocate of Enochiism.
You are beautiful on the inside. You are innocence personified. We're so back.
We're so back. Oh my God.
Man.
That is hilarious, man. How y'all like? I love this purple, man. This looks great. I love. Yeah. I love it. This is great. I'm glad everybody is here. We want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to join us today. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Today, as we continue on to this road to WrestleMania, we're going to be talking a little bit about, Mania moments or storyline. Which one matters more to you? Which one matters more to the audience? It's a very good question as we, we're gearing up, getting closer and closer to WrestleMania. But before we get into any of, obviously I also forgot, we have a very special guest on today. Someone from the Simply Reliable Studios team will be joining us later today, later on in the show to talk about her experience at Dynamite, as well as
good news, it's not James. Just in case anyone's
Yes. So we will bring her up when needed and necessary. But right now, Advocate, what happened this week in wrestling history?
It's this week in wrestling history. Do I sound like Jericho? I was going
I thought we were going to go maybe like a Jericho Judas this week in wrestling history.
I was trying to, but I couldn't find it fast enough, like the melody, and change the words. You know,
it happens.
I'm a novice musician, you know, but an ace historian. So this week in wrestling history, March 31st, 1985, the very first ever WrestleMania, which was held in Madison Square Garden in front of a sellout crowd, which was main evented with a tag team match between Roddy Piper and who was his tag partner in that thing?
Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, Bob Orndorff. Sorry, my bad.
Mr.
Versus
Wonderful.
Hogan and Mr. T. This match stinks.
I mean, to be fair, I think the event as a whole is pretty sucky.
Yeah, it's pretty ass.
Yeah.
Which one was this? This was
The first one.
The first
yeah,
one.
yeah. No, super ass.
I think that they should have called it the Colossal Jostle. That was originally what they were going to call the show. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't. The Colossal Jostle.
I thought it was the Colossal Tussle.
Whatever. The same thing. They're both dumb words.
They're both very dumb words. Yeah. I'm glad they didn't go with that name. Rest in peace to Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, I guess. Yeah.
No, rest in peace, Mr. T and Paul Orndorff.
He's not dead.
Mr. T's not dead?
Mr. T's not dead?
Mr. T's not dead?
I thought I could have swore.
Chain grows like
the huckster with Bam Margera right now.
Oak tree. So
Mr.
like
T
now
is
it's
alive
so
as of April 2026.
Oh, so his chains. So it's like a tree. So
yes, exactly.
The older he gets, the more chains he has. Okay, I see that.
Has anyone ever loved their mother more than Mr. T?
You know, I can't say. You know, that's a deep cut callback for some of us older folks too. That's a good one.
False alarm, everybody. Mr. T's okay.
Okay, all right. I thought Mr. T was gone. I'm sorry.
No, he's still with us, still kicking, getting ready.
Never been happy
first
to be wrong.
comeback. WWE, they need to sell some WrestleMania tickets. So,
you know, is Mr. T in the WWE Hall of Fame?
He should be.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he
All
did.
right.
He definitely did a speech. Because he went on, as you'd imagine.
Listen,
far
Drew
too
Carey's in the hall.
Well, I figured Drew. That's what I'm saying. I figured Drew was in the hall, so I was thinking maybe at least.
I mean, he eliminated both Hardy Boys from the Royal Rumble. What the hell did Mr. T ever do?
Drew didn't Drew Carey also eliminate Kane too?
No, I think Kane eliminated him.
That's what it was. Kane eliminated him. Okay.
But anyways, speaking of more WrestleMania stuff, April Fool's Day 2001, WrestleMania XV2. I don't know what number that's supposed to be. I don't know how to read Roman numerals.
That's 17.
Is the X7.
That's 17. Literally, we were just talking about this match on No Dirt. Yeah.
Yes.
The greatest spear spot ever. Of all.
It won't be topped.
Dude, the timing, one thing I also want everybody to pay attention to and look at, because I love this picture, right? And obviously, this is a very easy kind of low-hanging fruit nitpick, but look at the crowd and how invested every single person in the crowd is on this moment, right? You got people on their feet, you got people just, tuned in. You can't recreate this. Like it would be so difficult to recreate this moment perfectly. Like the
no
spear.
internet, no cell phones, just people vibing.
Well, you know what? You'd probably see a second and a half later, a whole bunch of flashes.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what makes this I don't know. It's nostalgic, obviously, but again, to me, this is the greatest spear spot. One of the greatest ladder spots outside of probably Shelton Benjamin.
One of the greatest ladder matches of all time, in my opinion.
Could you
certainly one of the most important.
Could you imagine if they tried to recreate this with Jey Uso?
Who would be in charge of the eulogy?
Jey Uso would be doing it off the second rung of that stupid ladder.
Yeah, but he'd also miss. That's the point.
Yeah, and he'd still miss.
And then Michael Cole would say, "Didn't get all of it."
I don't know what was better though from Edge, this spear spot, or then he goes and wrestles Foley and does the spear through the flaming table.
This one, 100%.
This one. Now I'll say no. How about this? Which spot is better, this one or in this match? This one or the Jeff Hardy Swanton?
This one
onto the tables.
This one.
I think it's the spear, but I mean,
the Swanton's incredible.
You know what's great about the Swanton is when he hits it and when he lands, because of where the cameraman was. Yeah. Jeff Hardy almost rolls into, kind of like sits up into shot. It's so like you can't predict those things. Like it's just luck of being in the right place at the right time. But it's a hell of a visual.
If it was Tiffany Stratton, the tables wouldn't have caught her.
What else has happened in wrestling history?
Speaking of iconic matches, March 31st, 2001 on AEW Dynamite, the
2021
infamous Arcade Anarchy match with Dick Sabian and Miro versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor.
This is where Chris Statlander is still doing her alien gimmick, and this match,
because she popped out an arcade machine. The claw, right?
This match encapsulates early AEW in its entirety. Just let's have fun. Let's put on a good show. Let's send the crowd. I'm not worried about let's send the crowd home happy, even though there wasn't a crowd. This encapsulates everything.
There was
early
such an
AEW.
absurdity to pandemic era Dynamite and AEW.
Wrestling as a whole at that time.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that there was a sense of tongue-in-cheekness that didn't take itself too seriously, whereas I feel like a lot of the stuff in the WWE during the pandemic was played very straight, whereas a lot of the stuff that AEW did was sort of not only this match, but Stadium Stampede. A lot of it was played a lot more for a joke than as a serious. And I think that, that's what people needed at that time.
I mean, I don't know how you can play Miz and Morrison getting devoured by zombies as straight. I think that
they tried.
There was a lot of weird stuff, wasn't there? Wasn't that the time when Bray Wyatt had a swamp match? You had Rey Mysterio.
You mean the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match?
No, that was after. That was after.
This was in a bayou kind of. I mean, it wasn't a bayou, but it's supposed to be like a bayou. And then we had Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match where the winner got an eye removed. I mean,
they had to have Ray wear that little patch over his mask.
Yeah, Ray did. Yeah.
Was that extreme? Was at that point? Was it the horror show at Extreme Rules? Because I remember that was.
I think it was. Yeah, it was.
One thing
you had stuff like that over there, and then you had stuff like this in Stadium Stampede over on this side. What
a dichotomy, right?
Oh God! But that was this week in wrestling history.
Those are great pulls. No, those are great pulls.
We're not done. I got texted from Advocate the list. I was disappointed because there was one really big exclusion. Jordan, I let you know about this.
Yeah. You told me about this.
And April 2nd, 2022. I'm gonna play the video here.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
In my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
I can't believe Africa forgot this.
Forgot.
Oh my God!
Excluded. This feels like character assassination. This is some of that gotcha journalism. I feel assaulted.
I feel attacked.
I feel attacked. I don't even know. I'm devastated, man. You co-opted my beautiful This Week in Wrestling history to show us this garbage.
Oh, this is a great bit. Oh, God. I don't know. You know what? I want Advocate to finish the story. We're booking Advocate versus Cody Rhodes right now. Book it.
Bro,
all right.
I'm only wrestling Cody Rhodes in a Despy-esque light tubes match.
Are you gonna give him some offense? I mean,
no, I'm not taking any. I've told Nasty Leroy this, and any wrestler who wants some. You want to wrestle me? It's $10,000. I go over. I take no bumps. You pay for the hotel and the flight. I will fly coach.
Here's the finish, guys. Here's the finish, right? Advocate's about to go hit his finish. The crowd's on their feet. Arn Anderson comes out, pistol whips Advocate. Then he takes the Crossroads 1, 2, 3.
What part of no jobs did you not understand? The rider is clear.
Listen, either you're going to do the job or we're going to say you took your ball and went home.
Oh, no, we're going to have another.
I do let my ball and go home literally all the time. That's my favorite way to take my ball.
It's my favorite way to go home.
It's my favorite way to go home.
What I like there, though, with that booking, Ryan, is that he got beat by one Crossroads. Has anybody in wrestling history ever got beaten by one Crossroads?
One Crossroads?
One Crossroads. What is he?
I wouldn't even sell one Crossroads, bro. I would pop up like the fucking Undertaker.
Most unprotected finisher in all of wrestling.
God, one Crossroads. Who is he? R-Truth?
Listen, don't cover your bar tab afterwards. They'll be fine.
Oh man! Again, shout out to Ryan. We got a brand new, This Week in Wrestling history. This is a kind of new, a little bit of a new era for the WrestleCollective. I love this look. We look great. A new era because it's what we do. That was a great picks, Advocate. Honestly, and then that's a good bit on you, Graps. That's a good one. But what should we tackle first? You guys ready to bring up our guests? You guys want to talk about Raw? I think we should bring up our guests. So today we have the
big Lionheart in the room first.
We gotta talk. Yeah, let's talk about. So so that's greatly apropos. So let's bring our special guest up to talk about last night, and that is Miss Ash from Simply Reliable Studios. Hello, Ash. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I just had a visit with my brother because his birthday's tomorrow, but we won't be able to celebrate it because both of us are working that day.
Oh man, happy birthday to him, and thank you so much for joining us today. We very much appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, thank you for joining. We're happy to have this Simply Reliable Studios partnership.
Are you prepared to forsake Yoda Tsuji finally?
All right, time to bring up the doll already.
No, come on! You know that thing gives me nightmares.
I mean, what did you expect?
Let's get a solo in on it. Hold on. Oh, look at that! Come on, to the camera.
Our forever IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Bro, they're going to drop that
Suji. So last night was Dynamite.
Yes.
In Winnipeg, which Ash, you were there. So before you hear from us, which you guys hear from all the time, let's hear from you. How was Dynamite? Tell us your whole experience from showing up to leave. No spoilers. I know there was a double taping. Mm-hmm. Even though I got spoiled on one thing. God, I hate the internet. But yeah, tell us about your whole experience from Dynamite. Tell us what it was like when you guys start to hear Judas. Yeah, give me your rundown of Dynamite last night.
It was so fun. The atmosphere was. This is my third AEW show I went to, and the atmosphere was super electric. Everyone was pumped up. The crowd was just on fire. It was electric. It was just like everything you could ask for in a pro wrestling show. Like, as soon as the Jericho time came up, the crowd went nuts, and my immediate reaction was, "Oh well, I was proven wrong." I was probably the only person who did not give a shit, because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care for Chris Jericho. I was happy Omega came in. That's when I popped for because it's like that's the person I care about. Because for me, like ever since I was like started watching wrestling, Jericho was one of those people where my interest level depended on solely who he was feuding with at the time.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It felt like too that the crowd was generally in shock. Like the reaction on TV, it seemed like they did not know how to react to this. Like they genuinely seemed shocked.
Yeah, a lot. That's one thing. Like, so he comes out, you know. So if you don't know, Chris Jericho has returned to AEW almost a year to the date of when we last saw him.
350 days.
That's crazy. That's correct. You know, so literally almost a year to the date to when we saw him, and opens the show. Literally, he opens the show. You could kind of hear it in Shivani. It sounded like some of the commentators were, because you didn't get to. Ash, have you watched it back? Because when I go to a show, I always go back and watch it back because I love commentary.
I didn't get a chance to go back to rewatch it because my brother came over this afternoon. Didn't get a chance to. So
when you get the opportunity, go back. Rewatch it because you'll kind of Shivani was on like they everybody sold it as if they were kind of like shocked, you know, and I really like that. Like you see again, some of the crowd were like, you know, do I cheer? Do I boo? Jericho looked great on TV. Looked like he got in shape. What did you think? Again, being live there, I know you're not the biggest Jericho fan, but you know I think he got in better shape. He's looking good. It looks like he's ready to work.
Yeah, he was looking fine. I'm not sure if this is like a one-off appearance though, because he just happened to be in the area, or if he's signed. Now, if Jericho is signed, I'm not sure how he's going to fit in, especially with the current landscape of AEW, or if they're going to send him back down to Ring of Honor to finish up where he left off with Bandito.
I hope not.
So,
Bandito does not deserve that.
Right?
He's done nothing but hoop for us for the last 2 years.
Exactly.
He's the TV champion.
Long live Bandito. We support Banditoism here.
Yes, we're big Banditoisms over here.
Nick Wayne, to answer your question, Graps.
I will say the crowd did sing Judas. Like
they did.
The whole arena sang Judas. Like I think my dad and I were the only ones who didn't sing because we didn't know the lyrics.
Yeah,
I would have been sitting on my hands.
So Ash, to your point earlier, you asked if it was Jericho just in the area or if he's back. According to PW Insider, he's come to terms with AEW for a new deal.
Oh, okay. So we're probably going to see a lot more of them. Okay.
Well, so on No Dirt earlier, this is something Andrew and Andrew, I'm getting my best Hunter S. Thompson ready. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting my Hunter S. Thompson on. We talked about how possibly he's just finishing out the time that he was originally going to be, that was originally slated for him. Possibly this extension and or new deal is just that. So I don't know how long we may see Jericho back for, but I'll be honest with you. I'm excited because I'll go ahead and tell you, I'll go ahead and start this because I made a semi little viral tweet that literally my mentions are still on fire for. And I'll just go ahead and explain this. I think Jericho is overhated, right? I think that Jericho, did he kind of wear out his stay? Was he the most entertaining? No, you know what I'm saying? But I think it has just been trendy to hate on Jericho, especially now when he just came back. We don't know what's in store. We don't know what's going to happen. Everybody said, go away, go away, go away. And he does that and you still dislike him? Like what? Let's just find out. Maybe it's the drizzling shits. Who knows? But I just really wish as wrestling fans that we would give it a little bit more of a chance, like Ash. And I think, and I'm glad that you're here because you said yourself, you're not the biggest Jericho fan. You're not going out of your way to disparage Jericho, though. You're not, oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of the IWC does and has done upon his return, which is why you're in the esteemed position that you are. But it's just, I don't know. So I want to start with you, and then we'll go around the room and just talk about Jericho himself. Because are you in the camp that you were tired of Jericho? So, and if you were tired of Jericho, are you a little bit excited to see what he has going forward, or are you still like, no, I'm tired of Jericho?
But Jericho's one of those things where it's like my interest level depends on who he's feuding with. So depending on what his first program back is and how that goes, I'm just gonna wait until the story plays out first, because that's one of the issues about the wrestling community is the lack of patience that they have to letting stories fully flesh out before they poop on it. And it's like, for me, it's like what they do with Jericho and how it plays out. That's what I'm more interested in right now, because it's really hard to say what they're doing. Now, if they do pick up where they left off with Bandito, maybe or possibly, I'd look for that. Right now, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Jericho, but I'm just going to be along for the ride, and however it happens. Because again, if whatever they do with Jericho, it just depends on like how I'm just going to go for how the booking is. Because for me, I don't really watch AEW as on a weekly basis. I watch it like every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, which is why I missed like a couple of details, but yeah, I'm willing to see how this plays out before I place my full judgment on it.
Ryan, I'll start with you. What do you think? What side of the camp are you on?
So I personally, right, from a fan's perspective, I was beyond tired of Chris Jericho by the time he left. You guys can attest. I didn't talk about Jericho a lot when he was leaving, because I didn't have, honestly, a nice word to say about it. Listen, this time around, I see he's in better shape. Am I excited? No, but I am open-minded. I'm skeptical, but I'm open-minded. Because I also know, right, sometimes, time off can lead to, him being able to rehab. We saw him in better shape. But the last impression that was left on wrestling fans in Chris Jericho was from that stretch of, you can honestly say it started in 2023 up until his hiatus that started in 2025. He was doing the worst work of his career, and I hope that's not the case, but I also know it's a possibility. So I'll watch with an open mind. Not necessarily excited, but I am a little skeptical with an open mind.
Advocate, I'll go with you. You've never really been, a Jericho hater, but you've never really been a Jericho fan at the same time. Yeah. So I'm really interested in what you think.
Well, I think that it became to a point where we had just seen so much of Jericho that there was not anything that he could have done. Like, we just wanted to not see him. I'm actually, as much as I joked about it before, I'm actually a defender of the Bandito Jericho angle. I thought that was some of Jericho's best work that he had done in a while. Like, I loved where he took Gravity's mask and he was holding it like a skull. It was like Shakespeare, like cutting that promo. I thought that was very, different and fun. And he had some like good moments in there, like being slow chased by Ishii. Like, I just think that there was nothing that he could have done. Like, we were just tired of seeing him. So I'm hoping that this layoff, he'll feel refreshed. And I just think that the wise thing to do is, you're a legend now. Legends aren't on TV every week. Like, use him sparingly and like use him when you need him, and don't force him down our throats every week. And I think everything will be fine.
Hannibal, we'll go to you. What do you think?
Jericho, this is probably only something that British people watching this will get. Jericho is very much like Marmite. You either love him or hate him. And if you do like him, you just need to put a little sliver on your toast. Too much and it's ruined. But for the last year to 18 months of Jericho in AEW, no interest. Like, I wanted him off my TV. I was sick of him. It felt like he was taking up not only too much TV time, but dragging people down with him. At the start of AEW, he was helping to elevate people, but the last period he was there, it was almost the opposite. It was called the Jericho Vortex for a reason. I would have been, yeah, I would have been happy with him going back to WWE. It obviously didn't work for him, brother, and he's back. And the way I feel about it is, now that I know that he's going to be here for a bit, whether that's 6 months, a year, 2 years, we don't know. I'm going to be I'm not going to be judging what's going on until we know what's going on. He came out, he said literally 4 words and disappeared. We've got no idea what his plans are. We've got no idea if he's a face or heel. We don't know what his intentions are back. So I'm not elated by it, but I'm also going to wait to see what happens. And, you know, if he starts going back to what he was doing before, then I will continue to shit on it like I did then. But I'm not going to do it right now because it's too early to tell. Let's see it play out.
What say you, Grumpy?
I'm heartbroken, man. This is the worst possible scenario. This is the worst possible timeline because we are not going to be getting my dream match, Jericho Punk in Saudi next year at WrestleMania. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. That's all I ever wanted. It's all I wanted for Christmas. Tony Khan, you ruined it. I'll never forgive you for this.
Sorry, man.
You still have the Outrunners.
That's a, I just want to know, why is that like a dream, like Jericho Punk? Why do you want to see that?
Like Saudi.
It would be I wanted it. I wanted Jericho to go back to WWE just for the irony of Punk on his way out calling Jericho the biggest backstage weasel he's ever known, and then probably gonna be forced together into a feud with him almost immediately because Hunter is creatively bankrupt and just wants the nostalgia
in an Ayatollah rules match.
But in seriousness, I mean, everybody said what I was going to say, so I didn't want to really repeat. But he had more than worn out his welcome. He had to get time on the mic every single Wednesday, and in the last year, I have not missed him. So if he's going to get time on the mic every single Wednesday like he was before, he's going to wear out his welcome very fast again.
So,
because do you think he fits in with the current product?
No,
no,
not at all. I don't know what you're going to do with him. I mean, I don't have the pen, and I'm not creative enough to think of something for him to do. But I can't think of anywhere where I'd want to watch him.
So I'm glad that you went there, Ryan. You must be reading my mind because he opened the show and he's inserted into the main event scene, right? With 2 guys that he has history with. One who he's had history with going back to Japan. Another who he's had history with since he came and started in AEW. If you ask me, I think bringing back the Painmaker and giving us Jericho, Kenny, one more go.
I will throw my glasses across this room.
Okay,
Well,
so then what? Then what? Like, if you just don't want him around, then
So
just
it's not
I don't like the Painmaker. I feel like the Painmaker is like his worst.
so
like,
and that's what I'm saying here to Advocate's point is I think with I think that idea would work wonders for the WWE product because there's a lot of nostalgia base in there. Like, you know, if you run back Painmaker, Jericho for a new audience that hasn't seen it yet, but most of the AEW audience is aware of that. I think something new and refreshing. If Jericho can pull that off, I mean, he was the master of reinvention.
I really don't want, like, to be fair, new and refreshing. I call BS on that because how many times have we seen MJF do the American gimmick in his matches, and everybody cheered for it?
I know. I'd push back on it. I don't think. Yeah. I think when MJF does it, I don't think it gets cheers, and also I think it's the cheapest form of heat.
I'm not saying it gets cheers. I'm not worried. We're not measuring cheers. We're not measuring cheers. You're saying like, oh, this is nostalgic. They won't like it because it's just the same thing. They want something new. We have gotten nothing new from MJF ever.
No, but I'm not really sure what point you're making because I think my
point being is I think people just want to hate on Jericho.
No. But with that example, like I think the reason why we don't really get anything new with MJF is because he's trying to be a heel. He's trying to not get people invested. I mean, the one thing Jericho,
like Chris Jericho was.
No, but the thing with Chris Jericho is he could come out to Judas and he would get the crowd to sing along, whether he was supposed to be a face or a heel. MJF goes back to tropes which piss people off because it's just cheap heat. He's not trying to reinvent himself. But Jericho, as others have said, like every time he went back to WWE, it would be in a new version of Jericho. There'd be an evolution. When he went to Japan, he created the Painmaker because it was something new. And when he joined AEW, you know, he was, you know, Le Champion.
Le Champion was a new thing.
So okay,
the inner circle.
And if I may, because I think I thought of something here, if I may have the floor, I think also the reason I bring this up is because, to just put it bluntly, Jericho's under a, you know, different level of scrutiny because of the fact that AEW's audience values bell-to-bell wrestling. You know, they value that a lot more. So if you're weaker in other areas, but you're a great in-ring wrestler, you could get away with some stuff in the other areas. Chris Jericho, just to put it, you know, bluntly and fairly, isn't the in-ring wrestler that he used to be. And that's okay. You know, no one is as they go on. But you then, as that point, you have to excel in other areas. That's why Jericho's under that level of scrutiny.
Jericho's worst habits in AEW was when he tried to wrestle those matches as if he was Jericho 10, 15 years ago. Where he really excelled in AEW was when he did like work a slightly different style.
Do you remember that match with Suzuki?
Yeah.
That was great.
His match with Eddie Kingston, I think, is his best AEW match, and that feels like so different from any other Jericho match I've seen.
I think this is the encapsulation of why people have problems with AEW fans. I'm going to keep it a buck because, like, this better than thou, everything has to be 5 stars, everything has to be great. Like you're shaking your head, but that's what
I am shaking. No, I am, because the thing is, no one's saying everything has to be 5 stars. But you remember when Jericho was trying to do lion salts and failing because he was old and overweight, right?
Hey, it's wrestling,
right?
It's wrestling. I don't care. Like, it's wrestling. Like, I'm like, I don't care like that. It's wrestling. Like, they're going to be like. It's, you know, why don't I care? Because I understand what I'm dealing with and what I'm working with. I don't look at that time 54-year-old Jericho and expect him to do it. I appreciate the effort of him doing it, though, of him at least trying and doing it.
If I go and see Elton John, if I go and see the Rolling Stones, they're not going to sing like they did 20, 30 years ago. And Elton John rearranges his music to suit the voice that he's got now, right? Yeah. So you're not listening to the CD. You're not listening to.
Suzuki is a great example of that. If you watch Suzuki wrestle when he was in his 20s, he's a totally different wrestler. He couldn't do that anymore, so he changed his style and found something that worked for him.
There have been times where Jericho did change that style.
But then also, so what do you want? Okay, because then if he changes his style to not try to keep up, then it's, he can't keep up.
No, it's not that. It's the opposite.
But what we're saying is we want Chris Jericho to work to his strengths.
Sting was a great example, right? Sting could not work like Sting even in TNA, even in the last WWE run. So what they did is a lot of smoke and mirrors, granted, but they had him with Darby in a tag team, and they let him do as little work as possible.
And he never lost.
Right. But the point is,
that's an incredible
changed it to
you can't
cover
ignore
those
that. That's an incredible crutch. You can't ignore that. That's an incredible, incredible crutch to not ever lose and to have a tag partner.
I'm not talking about results.
You never had a one-on-one match. What one-on-one match did Sting have?
But that's the point.
They covered it up. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Jericho is going to continue
and cover his weaknesses,
if Jericho wants to wrestle like he did 10, 15 years ago, and he can't do it, change your style up. That's what I'm saying. Like, Sting couldn't, so they changed the matches to make it work. Jericho was still doing matches where he was trying to relive past glories and wasn't. And the matches where he didn't do that and actually tried to, wrestle more of a slower style, a different style that he could comfortably do at that time, it worked better. His match with Bandito, as much as I shout on the last year of AEW, that match was good for 2 reasons. One, it was against Bandito, and it's very hard to get a bad match out of him, but also because he wasn't trying to do the same high-flying style. He had to change how he did things. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like
which is funny
everything
because
has
that
to be
was the whole
5-star.
point of the Painmaker, wasn't it? Originally, was that he knew he was getting older and he needed to change his style to become more of a brawler.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
It's
but
what
then
Steve,
it was like,
Steve Austin did after he broke his neck. He changed his style due to his physical limitations. So once again, open-minded, a little skeptical, but open-minded.
I'm not die. I will die and resurrect on this hill. I just think Jericho's just overhated. I just think y'all doing it because it's trendy. I'm just keeping it a buck. That's just personally how I feel.
You can feel like that if I wasn't saying the exact same things 12 months, 18 months.
I mean,
ago.
no, I can feel like that because I can. Like I can feel like that because I can. Like
sure.
you can feel like that because
not
you
true,
can.
But you can feel it. It's fine.
I mean, it's subjective. So true or false isn't really
subjective.
Like true or false
subjective.
isn't really like in this. It's like I feel this way, you feel that way. We just don't disagree, or don't agree rather. So
yeah,
truth and objectiveness isn't really in this conversation.
Well, no, there is, because if you're saying I'm saying it because I'm trendy, and I'm saying, well, I've been saying it before it was trendy.
I have a right and an option to think that, do I not? So now you're telling me what to think?
I don't think we hate him enough personally. If I could just butt in for a minute,
I'm just saying, like now, like, am I not allowed to have an opinion?
No, but we can say the opinion is wrong.
Me of something that I'm
sure,
not
you can
doing.
say my opinion is wrong, sure,
and that's basically what we're saying.
But you can't say I can't have that opinion.
No, we're saying you can have the opinion, but we believe your opinion's wrong.
But you can't say I'm wrong for having that opinion, and that's what was just said.
We're not saying you're wrong for having the opinion. We're saying we believe the opinion
was what was just said. But that was what was just said. That was what was just said.
No, that was not what was just said.
It was.
Grumpy, what was you gonna say?
Huh? Oh, I was just gonna say there's a third option, and that's that we don't hate Jericho enough.
That might get you a vote of no confidence, brother.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
again, I did. I feel like I just offended. Like most people hated the Bandito Jericho feud, and I
was one of those people.
Yeah, I feel like my opinion was not a popular one.
All I'm saying is I didn't miss him while he was gone. That's all I'm saying.
I actually like the end of that match. I actually like the end of that match where they kind of restarted it because they did the weirdest false finish I've ever seen. I actually thought it was
cute to have Bandito's mom and sister like save the day. I don't know. It was just old school wrestling kind of silliness, and I thought it was charming.
Yeah. I thought it was
but
great.
we're like 42 minutes. I think we're a little long on the Jericho stuff.
Yeah.
There are other things we gotta
talk
about.
That being said, what did you guys think of the rest of Dynamite?
Thought it was a great show.
Really, I thought it was a very middle of the road show. Like nothing happened. Like no swerve. Well, once again, CNC still not really getting physical. I need a match. It would be nice to have a fucking match from them. No swerve, no match from it just, don't get me wrong. What we got in ring product wise was great, right? Speedball is continuously showing that like he's that dude. Like he can keep up, not only just keep up, but set the pace. But like I felt like nothing really progressed. Like even with the contract signing, even that, I feel like nothing really progressed. I feel like we're just running in place.
So we were watching it as a family last night, and I had my own thoughts on the first bit. But Ash, because you were there, I'm interested to hear, because I'll tell you what I said, but I want to hear your thoughts on it because you were actually there in person, right? So I complained to these guys.
How does the rest of the show feel to you?
Well, I thought the beginning, like I complained to these guys that we were like 22 minutes before a bell had even rung. Mm-hmm. So Ash, how was that for you? Because AEW normally with a show start off with a match. This started off with a lot of talking. How did that feel for you?
I didn't really mind it. I thought it was very odd, but at least what happened with the opening of the show actually was continued over into the main event, which I thought was pretty good. Especially like with the match being an eliminator match, I'm like, oh, because going into the show, I was like, oh, I hope I see Speedball. I hope I see Speedball. And then I saw him go, I was like, oh, it's Speedball. And I got so happy because, oh my God, I love Speedball. I love them so much. They put a smile on my face. I love that. I love them. I love them. They're, oh my God, I can't sing his praises enough. From the first time I saw him, I was like, oh my God, he is me-coded. I love this. I love him. I love him. He's a favorite of mine. Hell yes. Give me more Speedball.
Too. It's just so old school wrestling, you know, like USA versus Canada. I'm just like, just simple, you know.
I think Brett had posted Andrew had posted the image of Bret Hart with the Canadian flag and the Patriot Delaware belt.
Exactly. And also too, and I gotta mention that Ospreay Pac match. Holy shit.
That was also me coded as
that was a very, very great match. But like again, and this is just why I feel like, you know, bell to bell for the past almost 3 weeks now. When the bell rings, great. AEW's doing great. But bell stopped ring. Are we really gonna go through this? Will Ospreay is gonna Pac, and who's next? DG, and then he'll go to Claudio, and then he'll finally get Mox. Are we going to really do this Darby thing all over again?
That's what I thought too, because I mentioned that to Hannibal on the Light the Fuse as well, because I brought up that exact same point.
Yeah, it's a little formulaic.
Right. What did I say to you, Ash? I said the only match I want to see out of, you know, Ospreay going through anyone else than Death Riders is Marina Shafir. I'll get my hat again. that is something I'd be interested in. I'd take that all day long.
But I'm wondering if that is the route that they're going to take. Because at first I was like you guys, but then the way that they attacked his neck afterwards, I'm like, he might not have another match until Dynasty. Like they might be selling him going in on the bad neck against Mox.
Which I think would be great because, like Jordan said, like the last thing I think anyone
I agree with that. The last thing we need is another Darby out, and I got to run through all the Death Riders angle.
But even then, like I'll just push back a bit. Like I would enjoy that rather, like if he's written off to Till. But then again, you're writing him off, so we just got him back just to write him off.
But I mean, it is only 2 weeks away, so.
And I mean, they could also build that maybe with like a side-by-side interview or like in non-wrestling segments, right? As a way to further along the story.
They've done too many. They've done.
It has its problems as well. I don't deny that. But I like the idea of the will they, won't they. It's like, oh, they just tried to take Ospreay out again. Will he be able to claw himself to Dynasty after, you know, getting the same exact?
Why not just book the match and just build towards the match? Have John Moxley wrestle somebody in a showcase. Have Will Ospreay wrestle a maybe
one of the dogs,
you know, something just
he wrestled Blake Christian last week,
and it was great, right? And then we got that promo where he called him out. Everything was fine. Now it's just this feels like Darby. This feels exactly like Darby right now, and like you said, you could be on you know, right, because
I think you're speaking on, because this is one of the limitations of the Death Rider style of storytelling, is that it does look a lot of Samsiness. Like, yeah, it was similar even with Kyle O'Reilly. It's like, oh, the Death Riders, they tell the story of building a babyface the same way every time,
right? You know,
no, I don't think you're off base.
No one complains about that. It's fine. You know, I just want to let's have the match. We don't have to do this running through the Death Riders thing. If anything, like Hannibal said, make it different. Let's do an intergender match. Let's have, you know, Will Ospreay, Marina Shafir. That'll be kind of cool, you know, something, right? But I don't want to just see another, I'm going to run through.
You think maybe one of like the mixed tags?
Who would you have? What would you have? You would get
what are the mixed tags maybe?
So Windsor and Ospreay and Marina and Mox.
Yeah, I could go for that.
You know, matter of fact, we'll do Marina and Claudio because he don't get to touch Mox yet.
That's
right?
true.
You got to have the villain sitting up on the throne like Shao Kahn waiting.
Or Greater Khan. The thing is though, and this is, I think this is. I know we're not talking about Raw yet, and maybe we will in a little bit, but I find that in wrestling today, there's an issue with building for big matches, and what I mean is that feels to me like the status thing that you can have on television, because a match gets announced far too far in advance for a pay-per-view because they want to get tickets going, they want to get people subscribing and buying pay-per-views and whatnot, and then they're like, okay, we'll have them in the ring and we'll have them promo each other. What are we going to do next week? We could have them in a tag match with them on opposite sides. Okay, and then what about the week before the pay-per-view? We'll probably have them in the ring again and do some more talking. Like what I'm saying is
you know what the Dusty Rhodes counter to that was?
Well,
go on. The Dusty Rhodes counter to that would be he would book them in a match on television, but end it with the Dusty finish.
Sure, which
so that then you could build up the rematch on the pay-per-view.
Yeah. I'm glad that you guys brought this up because this brings us into one of the main crux of our conversation. And Ash, I would really love for you to deep dive on this one. And we saw Raw this week, and well, I don't know if you did, but we saw Raw this week, and a couple of highlights. As we get into WrestleMania talk, it seems like Punk and Roman. As much as I'm into it, it seems like we were going here and now we're here. It seems like we're just the week before Roman got the upper hand. Now this week Punk got the upper hand. It just seems like we're doing some of the same similar things. Brock and Oba, okay, like again, same similar things. So storyline or the Mania moment. Because it seems like the booking right now is booking for the Mania moment. It's not really, it doesn't seem like it's booking for the story to end at WrestleMania, right? Hannibal, you brought up something I was going to bring up, and this is why I feel like you're in my head right now, because the old school way of booking, the old school way of booking, like in a main event scene, would be something like, let's take Roman and Punk, right? Roman and Punk would have their attack, and then maybe the next week Punk's in a match against like Jey Uso, and then like maybe Roman is in a match against I don't know, probably would be Danhausen. That's the only friend I think CM Punk has in the world. I'm joking. Something, right? And then but their matches would have something to do with each other. WrestleMania X7, right? That people forget that they had Stone Cold's wife, I can't remember her name, but she was Deborah was managing Rock in that buildup, and had some play on Rock and Stone Cold had matches onto that buildup. So Ash, I want to go to you. How do you feel? Are you more on the WrestleMania moments, or do you want a story? Because right now it doesn't feel like there's a lot of. It feels like they're just building towards WrestleMania moments.
Yeah, they're not doing a good job of like having both, because I'm one of those wrestling fans who likes both. Like the moments are good, but you gotta build to it. Like, what's the reason behind it? Like, I don't want like every match to have a story, but I want to like have a reason as to why this match is happening, other than for the sake of them just having a match. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a good exhibition once in a while, especially when it's like between two people who've never wrestled each other, or it's been X amount of years since they wrestled. But I also want like a good reason as to why these two are wrestling and why this moment is happening, other than the sake of it happening. And right now WWE is going back to their old ways of everything being so formulaic, stale, and it's just like super repetitive, which is what got me to stop watching in the first place in 2016.
So are you said repetitive and formulaic. We've seen the same thing for the past 2 weeks in a row with Punk and Roman. Mm-hmm. Has that taken away your interest in it?
A little bit, because there's like the only reason why I'm excited for CM Punk and Roman Reigns is because of like personal reasons. Other than that, I just like they've already had me on the match. I was like, okay, because the reason why I'm just excited about like Punk versus Roman is because of like sentimental family issues.
The realness, right? Yes, yeah. You know, there's some realness in that. So, but like, it just feels like we're waiting for the Roman Spears Punk. You know, we're just building towards that. Advocate, you remember the old school builds. Me and you, we're around the same age. You know, and Grumpy, I'll go to you next on this one too. You see how they're building towards Mania. Right. And again, it seems like we're building towards moments instead of story. One in particular with you, I want to start with you is Oba and Brock. Oba and Brock feels like a moment more than a story, right? Oba really hasn't said anything as to why he's accepted this challenge, right? I thought Hannibal, I want to say, didn't he say like, oh, he would say he's the next big thing. You know, he can, you know, there's been no as reason. It just seems like we're going to get this big moment between Oba and Brock. And so, Advocate, give me a little bit of history, how the history of kind of big moments in wrestling and how they build toward them. And then how do you feel about it right now?
Well, with the Brock Oba one in particular, I don't think it needs a particularly big story.
Really?
I feel like that's with most Brock Lesnar matches. Like, he's one of those guys like Goldberg. Same thing with Oba Femi. Like, he fits in that lineage where it's like, when I see this guy's name on the marquee, especially up against another like big old bruiser, I'm like, oh, I already want to see that. You know, like some wrestling, and I agree, like where this build has lacked a lot of story. But not every wrestling match needs stories. Like, some wrestling matches should be for spectacle. And I think that the problem with WWE is that they think that everything should be for spectacle. And I think that they're missing out on, especially with Roman and CM Punk, a lot of the personal and ugly stuff. The stuff I said last week that I loved about Rhea and Jade, where it felt very personal and ugly. And I feel like that's what the Roman Punk feud is missing, and definitely the Drew Randy. I mean, what are they even wrestling over? I mean,
you mean the Cody Randy?
Yeah, whatever I said. Did I say Drew and Randy?
Well, the wrestling dispute gets slapped by Stephanie.
Right now, like for me, WrestleMania is a 2-match show. I'm like, I can't wait to see Brock and Oba, and I can't wait to see Rhea and Jade.
And that ladder match.
Yeah, that ladder match is going to be cool too. And again, that's another example where I don't think that you need some big story going into the ladder match. The ladder match would be a great way to create stories, because sometimes matches, I think people also get lost in the sense that sometimes a match isn't the culmination of a story. Sometimes it's the beginning of one. And
so, no, I like that. So I'll just say this. Do you think that, because there's really quick, and I want to go to Grumpy after this, there's rumors that Brock may retire this year. So do you think that maybe this match, this open challenge, is the start of that story?
Yeah, I can see that.
So Grumpy, you, again, we're in the same neighborhood as far as age is concerned. You remember how big some of these matches used to feel. Would you say these Mania matches feel as big, or you know, do you need storyline going into it, or are you just okay with the spectacle?
I think it's interesting. We were just talking about Ospreay and Moxley, and how Ospreay's got to have a match every week leading up to the pay-per-view, and otherwise, what's he doing? But then we talk about Roman and Punk, and I know they got physical this Monday, and I know Punk put Roman through that table with the powerbomb, right? But neither of them has had a match since when, right? I think was Roman's last match winning the Rumble?
Yes.
And then Punk's last match was the Chamber. So,
unless am I missing a match? Because the last time I recall was the Chamber match against Balor. Oh my God, I almost called him Devitt. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Hey, no, we love that around here.
Yeah, so I think Miss New Japan shill, am I right? I was like, New Japan there.
I think it's really funny. We're talking about these 2 segments back to back with the complete juxtaposition of the 2 companies and how they're handling things. Like, we expect everybody to be in a match every week leading up to a pay-per-view for AEW, but then we don't expect anybody to be in a match for WWE, and that's perfectly normal over there. It's weird to me how different the approaches are. And like, I'm not saying that like either approach is wrong. You can like which one you like. It's funny to me the expectations that even us here put on each different company and treat each different company with such different like sets of gloves. So that's really, really interesting to me. And yes, Punk and Roman have been doing a great job of giving a backstory and a reason and recapping their history, which there is a lot of, and there's a lot to encompass, and there's a lot to kind of, compress. But at the same time, they've been doing it over a number of weeks. They've really had to stretch this out. And last night they finally got like real physical, which is what I've been wanting. I mean, these guys hate each other so much. Put your hands on the guy.
Like that was just their best segment of weeks.
Don't stand 3 feet from him and then just turn around like a punk and walk away. You hate him so much. You hate his family so much. You hate everything about him so much. Put your fucking hands on him. Do something. So they finally did something, and this is what I've been asking for. And yeah, they can do different. They used to do different things to keep guys involved with matches. They weren't Punk and Roman aren't going to go heads up on the Raw before the Mania, but you can mix them into some mixed tags or mixed trios where they can get in the ring for like 2 minutes, stare each other down, get a little bit physical, and then get pulled apart. Give us a little preview. Give us a little bit of hype for the actual match part. You've done a great job of hyping the story part, of doing all the promo part. You've laid all that groundwork. Let's build a little bit of anticipation for the other half of this, for the wrestling part. Have them put on the trunks and put on the boots and get in there, and they don't have to carry a match. They don't have to go out there and do 20 minutes solo. Mix them into a tag team. At least can work them into the match in like a minute or two here, a minute or two there. Get them in there to face down each other, then brawl and then pull apart. Just do some stuff to, get us primed for the fight.
Ryan, you are, I guess we'll for all intents and purposes say you're one of the more fed-pilled. We won't say fed-pilled, but you're more one of the you like WWE. You don't hate it. And so you
LA Knight bed.
Like is a strong word. I
tolerate. We'll say tolerate. And with this build, I'll just flat out ask you: are you interested? Because again, are you interested in how they're building Mania right now? Because again, they're building for moments. It feels like
the build for Mania itself, or for Roman and Punk.
Let's stick with Roman and Punk right now.
So for Roman and Punk, I don't think I'm necessarily interested in the build, but I understand its peaks and its valleys. I think this has been the most up and down build for the show. Like that first segment was great, and then it sort of petered off. And then they have their best segment of weeks because they actually get physical for once. This is what they should have done weeks ago, right? I wish there was more consistency out of this. I think Punk should have wrestled Jey Uso at one point. But the thing is, WWE doesn't like their champions wrestling because God forbid if they get injured on the weekly shows.
And God forbid you would force us to watch a Punk versus Jey Uso match. That sounds awful.
I have a question. So let's say you put Punk in a tag match with the Usos. Help me, who would be Punk's partner besides Dan?
I want to answer that one.
You can make a story out of him. Great example, Grumpy. You can make a story out of it, right? Where Punk's looking for a partner. No one's going in. He's like, oh, you know what? I need a partner. So that then he has the caveat. Listen, if we win and you team with me, you'll get a future world title shot after WrestleMania. So then you add incentives. Maybe you do a can they coexist? Who knows?
My favorite. But that actually would be kind of funny. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but there are stories you can build out of that. Sub-stories that add to this Roman Punk.
Well, there's still time. Wait, when is WrestleMania?
Tomorrow. 2 weeks.
19th. It's the week after.
Okay, so there's still time.
Yeah.
So,
Hunter, if you're listening.
But there was one thing that I did want to touch on, if I may.
Please.
With Oba and Brock, where, yes, I think the emphasis is more on spectacle, but there's been this notion that there is no story that I personally, my opinion is I disagree with. I think the story is really simple. I think it's the young talent is looking for their first big kill on the main roster. They see Brock Lesnar, right? That's a head that they could put up on the mantle. And the story that they've showed on television is the young guy keeps getting the better of the vet. And it builds the question, can the vet hang with Oba?
So I agree and disagree all at the same time, only because if you look at story structure, that would be considered the inciting incident. We're still looking for status quo. We have inciting incident. We're still looking for status quo. And in order to get status quo, we have to have a reason. Like we've heard from Brock's side, but again, he was attacked. Well, I won't say attacked, but like, not ready, not prepared, whatever you want to call it. So like, without Oba flat out saying, I want to challenge you to be the next big thing. I want to challenge you to continue my dominant strength, whatever. I'm just.
Well, I think that's the implicit. I think that's an implicit message as exposed to an explicit. I think that's something that's more up to the reader interpretation, the viewer interpretation.
Absolutely, but that's what I'm saying. When you leave your stories up to interpretation, you could say A, Hannibal could say D, and you're both right. And I think that's the issue when it comes to this build. Ash, I want to go back to you. When you talk about repetitiveness and whatnot, and I agree with you. So how do we like to think solution based? What is the nice healthy balance of moments in storyline? How do you achieve that? Has there been would you say there has been a match, or is there currently a match that has that perfect balance?
Right now, going into Mania, like a story that, like right now, has it been announced that Finn Balor and Dominic having a match?
Yes.
Yes, it has.
I'd say that'd be a good example because you got Finn Balor, who just got kicked out of the Judgment Day, and they're going to slowly build up to what could possibly Balor, Dominic getting his comeuppance from Balor by kicking him out. Also because this is just for me, I love Judgment Day melodrama. That's why I'm interested in that type, because I eat that shit up like there's no tomorrow. Sorry, are we allowed to curse?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Like sailors, sailors, brother.
Because I only curse when I'm really angry and really excited, and I'm really excited for Dominic versus Finn Balor.
I think outside of Oba, outside of the ladder match, because I just want to see Javon Evans do something crazy. I'll say that's the match one of the matches I'm most looking forward to, because, like I said, I think it has the perfect balance of moments and storyline. Because if we go back and we remember them turning on Finn, great moment, right? Now I'm just, so we're building this story. So I'm hoping that we can get I'm pretty sure we'll get a good match. But I'm nicely invested because I have things to refer back to as far as big moments, and I have story to grasp onto because I've seen, the dissension between the Judgment Day, same thing,
Judgment Riders,
Judgment Riders, Hannibal, I want to get your how do you achieve the perfect balance? Where is the perfect balance? Is there a match that you see right now that has that perfect balance?
I was going to plead the fifth, which I don't even think I'm legally allowed to do.
No, you're not over there, buddy.
Yeah. In the WrestleMania build,
there's got to be an equivalent.
They do have an equivalent.
Yeah. No, I think they're all a bit wonky, if I'm honest.
Really? Not even the Jade and Rhea. That has a little bit of
Jade and Rhea, especially. Like, you ever get the impression somebody doesn't want to be doing something? I'm being serious. Like, I honestly,
Who do you think it is? Who do you think doesn't want to do it?
Rhea.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think both. But Rhea has more of the boo-boo face than Jade does. I don't think either of them are particularly enamored by
it. The James Storm special.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Punk,
the Thunder Rosa Especial.
this is the problem.
Jonathan Gresham's most lethal hold.
Oh my god!
all of these things are true. But everyone was getting very excited, and I understand why at the beginning of Punk and Roman, and and this is why I kind of said what I did, because they started off hot, but they started off hot like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, however long. It feels like I'm watching like Lawrence of Arabia or something, like it's never ending, and they're just trying to work out how to keep it interesting. And yeah, I mean, to go back to what Andrew was saying earlier, on the build to WrestleMania before, you used to see the people in action, but not either fighting in like some kind of tag team with people they might be facing at Mania, or just having, just matches to keep them warm.
It's something you see a lot on New Japan tours, right? They'll book the guys who are having the big singles matches at the pay-per-view in the tags, throughout the tours. One, because it keeps them fresh, and two, because it progresses the story.
And the other problem with the
storytelling. Oh, I'm sorry, Hannibal. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, brother.
No. Carry on.
I was gonna say, but this is also like a fundamental difference in the audience. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons that New Japan does this is because they want all of the stars on the show so they can sell tickets. But for some reason, WWE fans, they aren't that interested in seeing. As long as they get to see Roman Reigns, they don't care whether they see him wrestle or not. The same with Brock Lesnar or whoever else. Even like a CM Punk, whereas in New Japan, there's that expectation that you're going to see all of your favorites and you're going to see them wrestle. So that's why they do 5 8-man tag matches on every touring show. So you get to see everybody.
And not only that, but New Japan doesn't have a weekly show to build for their pay-per-views. That's why they do those tours as well. And it's mostly for the local crowd too, because they go to different cities. So it's not just much like WWE.
It's their equivalent to the house show.
Do you watch the touring shows, Ash?
Do I what?
Do you watch the touring shows? I don't watch the touring shows.
I only watch the matches I'm interested in.
Yeah. I only watch sometimes I'll watch a match if I hear something good happen. But yeah, I only watch.
I'll let Soto tell me what to check out.
Exactly.
That's fair. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not the best at character and what makes a good match and what's not So
yeah, you're a Yoda Suji fan.
That's a good. You actually bring up something, and I want to go to. So what makes a good Mania moment? What makes a good Mania moment, right? Are there times, or has there been examples to you guys where Mania moments are better than storylines? Because I think all of us here appreciate a really good story, right? You guys heard me on No Dirt earlier. I need that realness, right? Ash, you're a New Japan guy. I got my purist bros over here. You know what I'm saying? So we like a good storyline. We like a good in-ring wrestling. But has there been a moment what makes a good Mania moment, and has there been a time where you're I'm having fun, I like this? Ryan, I'll go to you first, Ryan, and then we'll go to Ash.
So it's really simple about a time that there has been. WrestleMania 28, Brodus Clay wasn't doing jack shit, but he comes out with all the grandmas, does the dance number. The crowd loves it, right? What does he do next year? He's in a build with the Funkadactyls and Sweet Tea, Lord Tensai against Teams Rhodes Scholars and the Bellas, and it gets cut from Mania.
That's a great Mania moment.
Exactly. The story of that 8-man tag didn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Ash, we'll go to you. I like that. I didn't think you were going there because now, as soon as you said sweet tea and whatnot, all I'm hearing is somebody better call my mom. So
Well,
that's what Brodus Clay did at Mania 28 the year before.
I know. That's exactly what somebody called him. Like that's all I'm thinking about now. So
it was the best thing he ever did in WWE because the bell didn't ring.
Or in his career.
So Ash, is there a time where a Mania moment has been more important for you? And if so, what would that Mania moment be? And do you see that possibly happening this Mania?
I don't think it's going to happen this Mania. The closest thing that I can think about for like to get that big Mania moment was the Finn Balor Dominic match I was talking about. And just like very similar to that was, to me, I think back of WrestleMania 30 and Bryan Danielson's arc. Because I was with Bryan. Like, I was there from day one, like the NXT game show NXT, because I didn't watch Ring of Honor. Yeah. I didn't know about his stuff in Ring of Honor until like way later, like 2015. So I went from seeing Bryan work his way up from NXT through his US title run to him being Money in the Bank, because I was just like, this is my guy.
See, but I like where you're going.
I got so sucked into the story of this, my favorite, being held down by the man, finally overcoming the odds, to be like, I swear to, I tell you what, then when he beat Batista, made him tap out, I was on my couch, I dropped to my knees, and I was doing yes chants like there was no tomorrow, and I almost looked at my poor dad who was having a nap.
Ash, you know what's great about that? You know what the moment was? Someone winning the match.
Someone, the moment that, and I was literally just about to say, Ash, thank you so much for coming on, because you give us so much, you're making us look good, because that's a really, really good moment. No, seriously, that was probably a perfect blend of Mania moment and story, because you were invested from day one, right? So you wanted to see it, and then, like Grap said, the moment wasn't a spot in the match, because that's typically what Mania moments are.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Play Button Mania and Randy Seth Rollins. That was you don't really remember anything else. It didn't really pop to you that Randy Orton was wearing red trunks that he never really wears. That doesn't register to you. It doesn't.
Or that he was in the anti-authority storyline. He had just turned babyface and is facing the new up and comer, the golden boy.
None of that registers with you. You just remember that the probably top 3 greatest RKOs of all time.
You know what, Ash? You just reminded me of something. I think WWE would greatly benefit from an anti-authority storyline, because that's a great way to make a great babyface, right? I think Sami Zayn in that spot would have been great, right? But I think the issue is WWE doesn't want to present the authority as the bad guys.
Yeah,
because they want WWE to be the good
climate anymore, especially with how corporate WWE is. That's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's
and what they're tied with too.
Yeah, I do get what you're coming from, though. It's like it could work, but it has to be in the right environment. And right now, we're not in a good.
It's not the right environment.
Yeah,
Advocate, I see you thinking.
Oh, what about WrestleMania moment?
Gears are turning.
Yeah, so I'm more of a match person. But to me, like the most iconic WrestleMania moment is Austin passing out in his own blood in the Bret Hart match. To me, like it's peak. Like that's, like you could put that match on in any company anywhere in the world, and I think it would have gotten over. It's such like a beautiful little story and a little sleight of hand that they did, the double turn. And that would be it for me.
Ooh, that's a really good shot. I haven't watched that match yet. I'll be real with you. Really I haven't watched any Bret Hart match yet, so.
You've never watched any Bret Hart match?
Not.
Watch WrestleMania 10, Owen Hart, Bret.
Oh,
everyone recommends that match. That's so funny how you mentioned that. Everyone recommends that match.
That is literally my favorite match of all time.
Yeah.
Please,
a small moment that I just realized when you said that match. There's a spot in that match where
I know what you're about to say.
Owen swipes his boot across Bret's face, and Bret points at him. I'm like, that's such like a brother thing, you know? Like, hey, watch it. Like that moment like sits in my head.
The reason why I knew you were going to say that because me and you are sometimes on the same wavelength. I've watched that match so many times. There's a lot of other moments where Bret and Owen are like, come on, like I know you, bro.
Fighting. Like it's like, oh, they feel, they are brothers, and it really feels like it.
But yes,
in a way that I feel like brother versus brother matches so rarely do. I'm like, oh, brother versus brother. They don't feel like brothers when they're wrestling, but I'm like that Bret and Owen match. They feel like brothers in that match.
Yeah. Hannibal, do you have a moment that you're possibly looking forward to this year? Or is there a moment that you recall that was like, yeah, I didn't care about the story. I'm glad I got this moment?
No.
Really?
But here's the thing. Like for me, like I remember back to WrestleMania 17 and, there's a few matches that night that had these great, moments, these great finishes. I think the last time that I felt anything like that was probably Kofi Mania. And I think I've just like sitting here pondering. I think I've worked out what I think the problem is. WrestleMania always used to be, it was like the end of the year, right? The whole year led up to WrestleMania, even though it's in April or March. Like the whole wrestling year led up to it. And you used to have feuds that would be, going on for like months, not weeks, but months. They'd really build this stuff up. And then what we get now is these short feuds, which is fine. But I think the biggest problem they have is they tell you you're watching a WrestleMania moment.
Mm.
It used to be that you were watching it and you were like, oh my God, I've never seen a spear from the top of a ladder, right?
And we were just talking about
it. You're watching it and you're doing something. Yeah, it's the end of the year. This is your chance to shine. Go and knock yourself out. Like, literally knock yourself out, but knock the crowd out. Give them something they're going to be talking about on the journey home. But now they tell you when you've seen a WrestleMania moment, or this is going to be a WrestleMania moment.
But that's also the thing, right?
But
it's not just marketing; it's also a strategy. Right? How many talent have they signed on the idea of a WrestleMania
I get
moment?
it. I get it. I understand. But that's the problem. The problem is now is that it's gone from something organic and natural that you could just
to manufactured and commercial.
Right.
Well, that's why you look at like Cody and the rubber chicken. Like this is such an iconic moment because this isn't something that they planned. It's like, oh, they didn't have control over it. Some fan threw a chicken at him. It was the greatest moment of WrestleMania 39.
But you don't ever hear them talk about it because it wasn't
exactly. We still
Can I say something about that, please?
Hop in, yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so you want to talk about WrestleMania 39? When Cody lost, I laughed so hard. I'm like,
you and that guy too.
Fuck you, Cody.
But then look at WrestleMania 40, right? They told you for by that point, almost 2 years, Cody's going to finish the story at Mania. And then they let Cody finish the story. And they did it by doing a who's who of all your old time greats, all the people you used to like and enjoy, right? And I'm not saying you can't do that because WrestleMania is also supposed to be nostalgic. But at the same time, that's how you build it. That's how you make it. That's why it's a WrestleMania moment. Look at The Rock. Look at The Undertaker. Like, yeah, okay, great. But you know what? It's so fucking manufactured that you've just ruined it all. Mm-hmm. It felt like it was, remember when this was great. Remember when you liked that guy. You haven't seen him for a while. He's going to come in and do his move. And I'm like, okay, but I'm here to see Cody versus Roman.
That's so well
But Hannibal,
said.
what do you want?
I will say this: the Undertaker involvement in that match made no sense, but everyone else coming in kind of made sense because it was like a full-on intertwined story of like what.
Well, it was supposed to be Steve Austin, but he was like,
but before that, even then, like John Cena making run-in kind of makes sense because he and Solo Sikoa had a like interaction. It kind of all made sense if you were like
interaction, Ash. Like, yeah.
No, they had a program. Solo hit all those spikes, beat Cena in Saudi.
Then again, maybe it just means trying to make sense
on this. It's like that WrestleMania was 2 years ago. I don't hear anybody ever wax poetic about that WrestleMania 4 match. The way that they think, it's like if you ask WWE, this is like one of their most iconic matches. I never see anybody talk. I see people talking about that rubber chicken all the time. I see people talking about The Rock threatening the ref. He was going to fire him if he kept trying to count. Like that's because those moments felt organic and real.
So
yeah, I do want to say about like Hannibal's point. Like even though it made sense, it still felt like corporate manufactured in some weird way though.
Yeah. So before I get to Grumpy, I left you last for a particular reason because you have a particular view on this. But I do want to say first off, Hannibal, I don't really like. We could damn near end the show on that soliloquy because like you are so right. Like no, seriously, they manufacture these. The moments now are look at The Rock, look at the Undertaker instead of the Rock won. Rock winning used to be the moment, but now the moment is The Rock's just here, right? So that all being said, Grumpy, you are infamously or famously, you rather want to call it, you distance yourself from wrestling for a moment, right? Mm-hmm. You came back, you're still kind of coming back, still kind of on the WWE side of things, right? And you see this and you hear this, and I appreciate you, watching, the shows when you don't really want to watch and things like that. But being honest. You, as kind of really the old school fan, you've seen the builds, you've seen the moments. Mm-hmm. What do you value? Because you're that lapsed fan that they're trying to get back. So how you think? I'm very interested in what you think.
It was, my time watching WWE was a long time ago. Like when I was invested in it. Like I watched up into that late Attitude Era before I fell off circumstances, and I fell off. So. I remember those times, and I remember this is what I was talking about earlier. Leading up to those big pay-per-views, leading up to WrestleMania, it wasn't Austin and Rock cutting a promo from at each other from opposite sides of the ring, and then everybody turned around and went home. No, they were mixing it up. They were always mixing it up. You always had to pull these guys apart. There was always something happening. So that's kind of what I was talking about, trying to get at earlier is. Let's let these guys go after each other. They hate each other so much. Let's let them go after each other. In terms of WrestleMania moments, I don't have the greatest memory. So like things will slip away, and like only some things really, really ever stick out. And when you talk about a WrestleMania moment that superseded the match, like the first picture that always comes into my head is Andre the Giant bear hugging Hulk Hogan. I don't know why. But just that image of Hogan looking lifeless and dead, and Andre's holding him, it was WrestleMania 3. There's just something about that. Like I was such a little kid when I watched that. I was 7 or 8 years old, and it just sticks with me so much. So like I can see people wanting to have this WrestleMania moment that will stick in someone's brain for 40 some odd years. You just can't, like Advocate was saying, you can't artificially create them. They're just, it's a moment. The person has to be in the right place at the right time, watching it the right way. I was a little kid seeing Hulk Hogan getting the life squeezed out of him by this giant monster, and he fought back and he slammed the monster and he became the champion. And like that hit me as a little kid in a way that like I've never been able to let go. I see it all the time. You talk about WrestleMania moments, that's the first thing that pops in my head. So, you can't chase it because you'll never catch it. You just got to let it come to you.
Well, this has been a very interesting, at times maybe heated conversation. This has been a really, really good episode. Hannibal, I love you.
It's all love.
Don't hate me.
It's all love.
No. Because hold on. First off, because we do this right. If it's not me and Hannibal, it's me and Advocate. You know, we get into these very passionate discussions. That's because we love this. We all truly have a passion in this, and we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. You guys who take the time out of your day to watch us argue back and forth about stupid stuff like this. It keeps us friendly, keeps us on our toes, and we appreciate you guys. I want to thank Ash so much for taking the time out of your day to join us.
I do have one quick question for Ash. Sorry to interrupt.
Please, no, please. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're wrapping up usual kind of time, but also because tonight, because of scheduling difficulties, Collision is airing.
Yes.
You were there to watch Collision. We don't want any spoilers. Do we need to tune in?
Sorry?
Do we need to tune in?
Do you like tag matches?
Yes, I love tag matches.
Who doesn't love tag matches?
They're my favorite match.
I'm sorry. It's just the question, should we tune in? Do you like tag matches?
Tag matches are my favorite. I've said it many times.
Look, we started off earlier. We started off earlier with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan versus Paul Orndorff and Ronnie Piper. It's a tag match that we shat upon. So I mean, Ash was right to ask the question.
And then there was the TLC.
The TLC
match.
Yeah, this was a tag day, you know.
And Anarchy and Arcade Anarchy also a tag match.
Yes. So I guess that's the theme of the
tag
day.
Match Thursday.
Tag Team Palooza, let's go.
Wait, I got one more question for Ash. I feel like it'd be rude of us if we didn't ask it. You know, the ceremonial final question to all our guests. Ash, what is your Waffle House order?
I hate you. It's not our ceremonial question.
They don't have Waffle Houses in Canada.
I thought you was going to ask about Willie Mack.
What's your Tim Hortons order?
I don't think they have Waffle House in Canada.
No,
certain areas, but not in Winnipeg. I haven't seen one here in Winnipeg.
Certain areas? What? That's okay. All right. I didn't know that. I didn't know y'all get down like that. You know, because Waffle Houses are in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So I didn't know y'all get down.
They might have one in Toronto.
Fields.
Like up here, like I don't know if there's Waffle House in Winnipeg, but there's got to be Waffle Houses somewhere in Canada because just like how there's no Whataburger or In-N-Out or Sonic.
Is Tim Hortons really like? Is it really like that?
Tim Hortons is really good. Yeah, it's the shit, y'all. It's so good.
Okay.
I got. All right. That's funny. I got a Tim Hortons by me. It's pretty good.
Why are you shaking your head? No.
Oh, there's a Timmy's on the East Coast.
Yeah, there's Timmy's in the U.S.
In England, Timmy's aren't very good.
Yeah, that's fair. It's okay. You guys have
because Timmy's has to travel.
Why don't you go to Greg's and buy a toasty, Hannibal, insulting the great Tim Hortons?
I'm a Dunkin' guy. Slick runs on Dunkin'. So
wait, you're from
from Boston? No.
I love those commercials. I
love those commercials.
George, I didn't realize you were the man from Boston. That's surprising.
From Boston. No. Again, Ash, thank you. We are definitely going to have you back. I love you are a wealth of just conversation and knowledge. I love you're very grounded in your takes, even
unless it's about Bret Hart matches.
Except for when it comes to
In all fairness, I didn't start watching wrestling until after the screw job had happened, and it's not like I don't want to watch a Bret Hart match. I just haven't made the time to watch them.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm telling you, when you get a chance, I'm telling you, WrestleMania 10. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will not be. Please,
I heard really good because that match is so me coded. Because y'all know me. I love checkers. I love technical wrestling.
So you will love that match then. You will absolutely love that match. Ash, can you tell the people where to find you and what current projects you have?
So you can find me on XDF, formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Baddie for Wrestling, which sometime this week I will review the New Japan Cup. I have yet to finish it. I'm a little behind, and hopefully you'll either be seeing me previewing or reviewing Sakura Genesis.
Okay, I like that. That sounds awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out.
Also, before sorry to interrupt.
Please, no, you're good. The floor is yours.
I am also off next Thursday, so if I'm welcome back.
It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see what we have in the schedule because these shows are booked out. You know, we try to run a little bit of a professional ship over here, guys. You know, so we're definitely going to have you back though because again, you are a great voice, a great source of conversation. She's a great follow. So please, everybody, now we have her name. Please give her a follow in your YouTube channel. Again,
don't hold her being a Yoda Suji fan against her.
What was your YouTube channel again?
Daddy for Wrestling.
Yes. Yoda. Yeah. Oh no,
it's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay.
That's a good.
This is my favorite wrestler, if you can't tell.
That is hilarious. Well, again, Ash, we want to thank you for joining us, taking the time out of your day. Fellas,
for having me.
You guys got anything else you guys want to say before we go out?
Fuck Yoda Suji, put the belt back on Takeshita.
There's another one, though. There's another one you got.
No, this one's a special one for Ash today.
There are no official... What? Really?
They've got Waffle Houses?
Oh, well then. I thought there was. I just assumed Toronto had one because Toronto has everything.
Figures. You know, that's a shame. Well, once again, we are
Tom Ford.
We are the Wrestle Collective, a group of typical normal fans that have just come together to end tribalism, one conversation at a time. We love doing this. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the subscribers. We're looking to grow. So get your mom to subscribe, get your dad to subscribe, share the channel. Also join in on the Discord. We are looking to ramp up our Discord. So please join in on the Discord. We're looking to do more fun stuff. We want to interact more with the people, more with you guys. We're just regular fans. So we want to interact with you guys. We love talking wrestling. So please join in on the Discord. If you like cool wrestling merch, hit shopwc.com. For some cool dope wrestling merch. If you like a cool octopus hold, octopus doing an octopus hold, it's a pretty damn good shirt. You should check that out on shopwc.com. I think that is going to do it for us. That is Ryan. That is Advocate. That is Grumpy Omega. That is the Hannibal Scorch. And of course,
it's the other way around. You're
yeah. And then of course, the lovely Ash. We want to thank you guys for joining us. That is going to do it for Wrestle Collective Weekly. We'll see you next week.
Deuces. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is the Wrestle Collective.